record this thing already. Start the record, but Barbara, let's start with your question, and then I'll work backwards.
I think this is a stupid question because I think it's been answered before. And I know I had this information before, but I'm trying to run a scan on my websites and so that I can see what meta titles and meta descriptions are flagged for, you know, length. And I know I've done it before and I can't figure out where I did it. And I just can't remember what I did. I can't imagine I would have paid for it, but you know me, Tom. But maybe I did at the time. I don't know.
Website checker?
You got a feedback, Arthur. And
Exactly. But it's site checker. Thank you. I'm like, that's the only thing I didn't try this morning.
Yes.
I went to everything but that. So how much of an impact does that have on your SEO and your page ranking? You know, if you're if you're within a few characters or 10 characters over, I mean, I'm just curious because.
Oh, you mean the limits?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it varies. I mean, if you go over 1 or 2 characters, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, but if it's too short, if your title's too short, it's a good idea to, you know, make it to 60 characters.
Too short is
close again.
Too short is not my problem.
Yeah, it's just what that is a guideline. You know, I mean, it's not something that's written in stone. You know, I mean, if you got too short a description, it's going to tell you need to add more. And if you only got a 4-word title, obviously there ain't going to be too many people that are searching for 4-letter words. It's just basically a guideline.
Yeah, Thomas and I are like, okay, we're not going to touch that 4-letter word.
I did. I'm looking at. I've gone through a couple of them, and I think that the site checker is probably the one. If I could get to my.
And then you know, and I hate that this always comes up, and I know you guys haven't really wanted to get into this, but this crack SEO team, of course, circled back to, oh my God, all these things are wrong. And that's why your domain authority is so low. Your domain authority should be higher.
Who's telling you that?
So my developer has a new SEO team, you know, that wanted to do an audit of my site. And I said, fine, do an audit, you know, and then we had a brief discussion about it. And that was the discussion is, oh my God, all these, you know, your meta titles are too long. And that's why your domain authority is not where it should be.
Did they give you the report?
No, they didn't give me the report.
Ask to see the report.
But I think this is what you were looking at, Barbara. Can you see my screen on Chrome site checker?
Yeah.
I was just on the store site. Length is too long. Length is fine. So you can go through the things there.
Right.
And that's the easiest one. Page speed insights doesn't really give you that kind of data. It just tells you if the stuff is there. It doesn't tell you if it's too long or too short.
Right.
Are you doing your own titles and meta description?
Yes.
And you're using Magento, right? Magento?
Yeah.
You don't have any kind of SEO tool with that?
You're thinking of WordPress, and most of the other platforms, they don't have things other than if you get a specific SEO plugin.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So what would a
Gentoo.
plugin do for me though? Just tell me when I've hit my limit?
Pretty much.
well, for site checker, I think you're better off just using that because it's generic and it's not going to be from anyone in particular, but it's going to give you very specific information.
Yeah,
And that's a really good tool for it. So you just run the plugin for Chrome on your site on whatever page that you want. It's going to tell you all that information.
Right. And the thing is, Art, moving from the time I originally had someone do this, which was, I don't know, 2 years ago. Moving forward, I've been pretty aware of all of my new listed. Whenever I do something new that has a meta title and a meta tag, I usually drop it in a character counter.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty close. So it's only, I know that the reason I didn't ask them for the report, but I will. I was being super stubborn and just obstinate with
Well,
the SEO. But I didn't ask them for it because I know that there's stuff on there that's older that I'm not going to even waste my time or any of my people's time to go back and fix it.
You know what I would do, Barbara? I'd run Site Checker and get the full report and save it. I believe you can save it to a PDF or however, but you can save that and then do the page speed insights. So you have both of those reports. Then tell those guys, you run your report. You don't have to give it to me, so I'm not going to pay you to do the report. But if you want to run it, that's fine, because I've got 2 reports sitting right here in front of me and we'll compare notes. I'll give you my reports.
Right.
Tell me if you see something different. That way it keeps you from saying, sure, you guys do your audit and tell me what I already know. That's silly, because I'm sure they want to charge you for it.
I don't know that they would charge me for the audit, but they are certainly going to charge me to fix all these things that are wrong with my site.
Oh, well,
In their mind, so.
let them know that they can run the report as long as they're not charging you for it. But anything beyond that, you'll have to tell them if or yes or no.
Right.
They're trying to sell you an SEO package more than likely.
Right. And
Yeah.
I got really mean and obstinate with them.
Ask to see the report.
Yep.
And tell them you want to get a second opinion and see what they say.
Like a doctor.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm going to go to Dr. Art or Dr. Tom.
Anyway, so everybody understands, I had, so I saw some people come in the middle of the conversation. What we're doing is exactly what this meeting is about. And we're looking at various things that Google's looking at about your website. Is the description too long? Is it too short? All those sorts of things. And so you've heard us talking about a few different tools. I'm going to give you a list of tools so that you'll all be able to review them. And then we can go through them. And I'm going to see. First, we'll drop this, and it's a pretty long list. So I'd like you to also see it, since I do see a lot of new faces. I'm going to send you a bunch of different things. Here is information about MUM, which is the most recent and the algorithm that they've already implemented. They're already working to make sure that it's updated across the board. You need to read up on that because it has a lot to do with how you are working on your content and how you are going to get a good position, because there's no more rank Google has said, we're not concerned with rank anymore. That's why you now see when you go to the to any search, you'll see the whole list instead of pages at the bottom that you can go to various pages. Their idea is you're just going to be listed. The better your page is found, that it is more pertinent, more valuable to whatever the search is, then the higher in that list you're going to get. And it's all dependent, even though there are some minor things, vastly dependent on the text in your page. Now, today is not the day that we're going to go into how to write the content, but you really need to concentrate on making sure that the text on any page that you hope to see the light of day in Google is written to answer what somebody wants and answer questions. So you need to tell them right away why they're there. They're not there to hear about how good your business is. They're not there to hear how much you are this person who's got this much experience. They are there to immediately answer, why am I here? What is this page about? Tell me right away how you're going to help me. That's what users want. And additionally, mobile users give you 3 seconds just for the page to load. Up to 3 seconds, they will wait. And if your page doesn't load in that amount of time, they leave. Used to be called a bounce, but just consider it, they just left. So there's 2 main reasons that they leave. 1, because the page loads too slow, and 2, because they're not finding the information that they were expecting when they got to your page. So that's absolutely critical for getting any traction with Google today. I hope that I pushed that hard enough, and I'm going to continue filling up some more tools here because there are a bunch. And it's not that we're going to go through each and every one of them, but this is the point, because we've gone through how to start, we've gone through a lot of various subjects in SEO from start to where we are now. And now is the time to be able to see, by using tools, and there isn't just one that's going to tell you everything. That's why I'm putting in so many of these things. You got a blog, there's a link for that. Checks competitor, a site that checks the competitor's backlinks so you can use them. Backlinks, be very careful with backlinks. Don't just go to somebody and like Fiverr and say, hey, build me a list of backlinks. That's not what you want to do. Backlinks are very good if they come from an authoritative site and it's highly relevant to your site. Google Business Profile. I'm also going to put in here how to use Google Business Profile. So you can see there's a lot of tools to use. Thus far, I haven't even put in Ahrefs and those things, which are going to cost. There's a free part. And this one is get any page index, but take everything, every tool with a grain of salt so that you're going, it may work or it may not. Depends on what you're doing and how they are telling you to do some work. So just look at the tools first, see how they work. If it seems like something that you can use, then do it. And I've also got answer the public. You have got a link for Ahrefs, Art?
Not right offhand, I can get one.
And rank math would be a good one too. I don't have a link for that. Now you're going to see what is geo-targeting, and you're going to go, I don't know. You don't have to know all the technical sides of every one of these tools. You don't have to try to get into it that deep. You just want to go to each of these tools, see what they offer, and if it's something that you think, oh yeah, I want to check that out right now, go ahead and check it out. If you know for a fact that you will never use it, fine, throw that tool away. But these tools can pop up when you're going, wonder if there's a tool for blah, blah, blah. And you go, oh yeah, here's one that I got from that weirdo guys in the meeting. And that's exactly what you want to do here. I'm almost done with this. Short pixel is another one for images. So I'll put that in right after the previous one. And there's rank math. Thank you for that, Marinella. And spammy backlinks, that's not really a tool, but yes, if you've got backlinks from sites that are not relevant to your site, yes, you want to go into your, not the analytics, the console, search console, and disavow that link. You're going to remove that link. Actually, let's see if I can get you the link to that, because people have gone to too many different places. And this should do it. And here is from Google, disavow link. Those are the answers. That's the instructions from Google, how to disavow links. So if you've got spammy links, use that. You know that they're spammy because when you've done research on your site about who is linking to it, then you want to look at each one of those links to your site and see what site's this coming from, what kind of business are they doing. Just get a general idea of who that site is. If it's somebody selling truck tires and you sell clothing, you want to disavow that link. And that's all there is to it. You don't have to get into, well, maybe this, it doesn't make any difference. It has nothing to do with your site. On the other side of that coin, if it's somebody who does have the same type of business, and you go to their page that the link is coming from, and it just doesn't seem right, disavow that one. You don't have to keep any backlinks. But you do want to make sure that whatever backlinks that you have, whether you got them or somebody just linked to your site, what's the page authority from that link? If it's like a 2, then disavow that thing. It's no value. Yes, the domain authority is exactly what I was talking about. So some of these things, some of the names of different things or the jargon that we use, I'll stop and explain stuff that really is something you need to understand. Otherwise, okay, a backlink is just a link that somebody has made from their page to one of yours. That's a backlink. But I'll go deeper as far as backlinks, and then we'll leave that for another time. But let's say that, and I've used this many times, let's say you're a mom and pop shoe store. Then you would want a backlink from somebody like Nike. And Nike, if they linked to yours, they have the best authority ever. So if you could get a link from Nike to your little mom and pop shoe store, that would be excellent. What are the chances of you getting a link from Nike? Probably slim and none. So sites that do link to you, you do need to go check them, because they're not Nike, they're not Microsoft, they're not all these huge companies that can give you really good page authority. There's somebody who doesn't know how to backlink, usually, and they link to your site just because they think that's what they're supposed to do. And they probably have all of other problems on their website. So disavow that. Don't take any part of that. That's the list of the things I have. The site checker we were talking about right at the top of the meeting, and that's for Chrome. So if you just type in site checker in Google, it'll take you right to the page. And if you're using Chrome, you just click the button and say install that. Then there's going to be a little icon up at the top of your screen, and I'll show you that on Chrome. In Chrome, come back here, Chrome. Okay. Over here, this is just looking at anything on, in fact, I'm just in Google on Chrome. But up the top, you've got this little weird icon, like a puzzle piece, and it's for extensions. One of the extensions is Website Checker. That Website Checker is a very good tool. It's free. And Google, here we're checking out Google. The length is too short, 26 characters. Google needs to fix that. Description tag is not found.
You got,
They don't
you
care.
got your text file showing over your window.
God forbid I would have that. How about now?
There you go.
Can you see Chrome?
Yep.
Okay. And you can see my list of stuff in the extensions.
You see your screen
Can you see
and your extensions, yeah.
Okay. And then the Website Checker is just telling you what's short, what's long, what's right, what's wrong. And of course, Google's got stuff because they don't care. It's just the search results. So this is a good idea to be able to look at. Even Google does it, but it's, you know, they own the search engine. So not like you're going to tell them any different. They're not concerned because it's not a website that they're trying to get a bunch of people to come to. You are. So you don't want to follow this sort of information. And come back up here, Site Checker. You can actually get the full report just by clicking full report. So it'll load the whole thing and be all in one page for you. And like I said before, not that you're going to be concerned about this particular page because it's Google. Far be it from them to give you an example of what a perfect site page is. So you have an awful lot of stuff here. The score on that page is terrible. And you can run an SEO audit through there if that's what you want to do, but you can see just by running through, and we won't go into all the different stuff, but this is the sort of thing that you want to do. It's free. Spend whatever time, do it however many times that you need to go through and say, oh, I see it's found this, it's found that, what's wrong with this one? Duplicate slashes. So it's going to tell you everything that's right or wrong with your page. Questions on that part so far? Okay. And there's SEMrush that's in there. Thank you, Arthur. Has anybody got questions on the list of things that I put in the chat? Tools. Quiet crowd today. Okay, so I'm going to pick some. Go ahead, Arthur.
Maybe grab somebody's website.
Well, I was thinking that too. I was trying to make sure that that first link that I put in the chat, that's for mom. You all really need to read it. Even if you don't comprehend all of it, you'll get the basics. You'll get, well, yeah, they're really talking about the content, the text on your page. So make sure that you read that. If you have questions on it later, you can always get in touch with us in the group. Rocket, Page Speed Insights. Now, I use Page Speed Insights a lot. It's like the first place I go if somebody says we're having problems with our website. So let's see. Does anybody want me to check their site in particular as a test for anything? Raise your hand or thumb up or something. Linda, you want to put it in the chat? Or you want to come online here?
Okay, I'm online. I didn't know how to unmute myself. So I've gone through SEO checkers and some of the tools, and there's always a lot of issues with my website. So the thing of it is like, okay, there's problems, but now what do I do? So
good question. Do you want us to take a look at the site and help you through that list?
okay, it's JEMLOR gifts.com.
Can you spell it again? Or maybe put it in chat.
Yeah, put it in chat.
There you go. www.
Oh, don't know why I had to think about the dot. I heard a dot that didn't exist.
So I get SEO from Shopify,
Mhm.
and they put the, what are they called? Meta in there,
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem to be good enough.
well, there is Shopify itself is going to have issues, and you don't have much control over what they're doing.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop this in here. Let me go back over here and get proper. Word to the wise, if you're in PageSpeed Insights and you just drop in the main part of your domain, chances are it won't work. Just because Google's going to be looking at the canonical that you've stated in your website, and if what you type in as an address to analyze doesn't match that canonical, it says no, it can't find it. So we're going to take a look at Linda's site. And hopefully we'll see the same things that she's been seeing.
I see her pay title is "Your skin will feel luxurious with our gentle and beautiful soaps." Not really a page title.
It's a pretty common thing that people will put in something that they feel might attract attention for a page title, or they feel like, I want to say something about the page. Each page title should be something that's very pertinent, highly relevant to what is on the page. Almost your H1 tag, but not, it doesn't have to be that short. You want it to be, what is this page all about? So,
Well, sometimes I didn't put that luxurious soaps for luxurious feeling in till yesterday, because many people get the ads and they're not sure what they're looking at. And they say, what is it? So even though the soap rock is underneath it, they don't know it's soap. They think it's some geological site or something. So that's why I tried to put something up there.
okay,
But I don't know how to put it on every page, because Shop Our Products, they're all set up differently, and it doesn't allow me to do a title page. It just goes right to the products. So it could be the theme.
let's start with the homepage. I hear where you're going, and I get that. And I think that for anybody who has, and this isn't necessarily a build a site, but you're using Shopify for your products. So now you've gone back over to what would be considered a build a site, sort of, because you're dependent upon whatever that platform is doing with their code and their titles and all that kind of stuff and their SEO, because you can't control any of it.
Right.
So when we talk about all the things that you can do with your site, generally it's for an independent site. Those who use a build a site, you're going to have a lot of problems and there's very little that you can do about it. So you have to take each problem and dissect it to find out if there's something that you can do about it. For this particular site, Linda, is this homepage is not in Shopify, is that correct?
No, everything's in Shopify.
Okay. So even on this page, you're looking at the featured collection. That's going to be the name of this particular category. Do you have someplace else, or can you add more text to this?
Well, I think like before, when I met with you guys, or maybe it was just you, Tom, I had this print at the top. And you suggested to put the products at the top because there was a lot to scroll through for people to find out what I was actually selling.
Yep.
So I switched it, but it doesn't, but in this theme, it doesn't allow me to have anything at the top, no text at the top.
What about right here where it says featured collection? Can you add more text? Is there a limit to how much text you can put there? How many
I haven't really looked at that, but I don't think I can.
Look to see if you can add, you can even go further and just put the word soap in front of collection,
Okay.
because that's going to now say featured soap collection. Oh, those look like rocks. Well, I just told you that's soap, so don't think that.
Okay. I'll see if I can do that.
And that would work for that area. And in the title of the page,
I think that is taking from below.
shorten it to be, because it you said about ads that go out. Does anything that you're sending out, does anything that you're doing send the title of this page to the person you're sending something?
I think on Google, when you do Google Gemlord gifts, that comes up. So in my ads that they run, it's just a particular soap and the price. And I'm kind of so confused with Google because some of my products weren't showing, and then let's say it was like the 13th and they said they wouldn't be delivered till, or you get the product by the 25th, which is crazy because I send it out in 2 days, the next day. So they get it in like 2 to 3 days. So I tried to change it with one of the reps there, but then so now I got some disqualified or something on, I don't know, Google is very confusing.
Google Merchant.
Yeah, Google Merchant, because I was trying to put assets in, like the different soaps, but then they want different sized soaps or different sized advertising, like a square and a rectangle and a landscape and I'm like, wow, I don't even know how to do all that stuff. So I tried, but then they're stuck in there. I can't get them out. So then they said, well, we don't work on that. We'll send you to another department. Then I had a question about something else. And they said, well, we don't do that either. We'll send you to this department. So I'm like, I'm so lost with Google. I thought I was doing okay, but I should have left it alone because now I'm so mixed up.
We have a Google Marketplace expert in our midst today.
Oh, do you?
Would
Okay.
she like to tell you who it is?
Yes.
She's looking away. She's not even thinking that, oh, they can't be talking about me. Yes, we are.
Are you talking about me?
Yes. I think that Barbara and Linda, you guys should connect because Barbara has spent a tremendous amount of time in the marketplace, and she can tell you right away what this is, and here's how I do it, because she's got tons and tons of her products in there. And she may be able to give you some quick pointers that'll help you through, so you can go, oh, I was told that. They're going to tell you a lot of stuff so they can take up your time and try to sell you something. Talking to their agents is very difficult, but sometimes you just absolutely have to do it. But I would highly recommend that you get in touch with Barbara. Barbara, is that all right that she contacts you for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So there
Thank
you go. Because she's in the marketplace, she's been doing really well. She keeps coming to our SEO meetings because she's been following along, and she is, there was like 3 months running where you increased your sales by 12% each month. Wasn't that right, Barbara?
Yeah.
By coming
Wow.
to our meetings and applying the stuff that we were recommending,
Yeah.
especially
Just-
using Google My Business.
Yeah. Starting with Google My Business and just working that, and then, you know, getting set up on Google Merchant, which was a big boost.
Can be.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, it's all linked together with your ranking on
Yes.
specific items, you know, which, you know, Thomas and I had a discussion over the weekend about an SEO issue that I ran up against of my own doing and how to undo it without losing, you know, my ranking on the search. So that was an interesting challenge, but I'm happy to talk to you, Linda.
Okay, Barbara.
Yeah. So I can either drop my email in or just drop my website in, and you can, or
Yeah.
both.
Or go in the group and
Yeah.
find each other's name in the group and connect.
Okay. I'll send you a direct message, Barbara.
There you go. So I
Thank
think that you're welcome. Making to follow it up, you know, in closing for your particular thing, just making sure that you say soap every place. So
Okay.
people don't, you know, and I get that a lot of times when you look at these things, you go, well, they're just rocks. What do I want rocks for? And they say soap rocks right underneath them, but you know, mobile devices users only give you 3 seconds for the page to load. So they're always in a hurry. It's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And if it says featured soap collection, that will stop them from going, oh, okay, well, I already know that it's soap, so that's fine. And it says it under each one of the products. So there you go. Okay, so I'll stop that share. We've done what we can on that one. And Sean is asking, does anyone have a recommendation for a great SEO plugin for WordPress? Sean, a place to start is Yoast, but I think that you're better off with
Rank Math.
Rank Math is what you
Yep.
use, isn't it? Yeah.
Rank Math Pro is the way you want to go.
Got it. Okay. Dean like that. So he knows all about it apparently, right? Here we go.
I tried to unmute to say thank you. Yes, thank you for that advice.
Yeah, the rank math is pretty easy to find. And Arthur's a whiz, and sorry, we didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves. I'm Thomas Garrison, and that's Arthur Moorhead. And we both do this every week. I've been doing SEO and web development for almost 25 years. Arthur's got at least 18 years into it. So yeah, we've been around the block a few times. Nancy is, but for Sean, yeah, the rank math is the way to go. And Nancy, why is Rank Math better than Yoast? It provides a lot more information. Yoast is like a very simplistic SEO plugin. While we've touched on that, because I don't want to get too far into any of the tools. If you install one of these things, don't just install it and say, okay, I'm done. That's not how any of these plugins work. You have to go to each page and see, what did Yoast find? What did Rank Math find? Do I agree with the title? Do I agree with the description? Do I agree with everything that that plugin has said? That's what we found on the page. There are many times that I've gone to those plugins and gone, nope, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. I don't know why they did that. And you just wipe that out, put in what you know is correct. Now I can do it faster than most because I have an idea of what the page is, what the page is about. But that's where you want to start, one page at a time. SEO is an experiment. Kind of saw it. I thought maybe I'd get a reaction from some. Haven't said that for a while, but SEO is an experiment. You try something, and if it works, then that's fine. You continue on down that road. If it doesn't work, you go back and you try something different. There's nothing that says, do this step, and this step, and all your SEO is done. And it's perfect, and Google's going to love you. No, it's a pain. And the more you fight with it without tools, the harder it becomes. I see somebody, Marinello, talking about Wix has built-in SEO. And yes, the build-a-site platforms, most of them have some method of applying SEO. The problem with that is there are some of them that, oh, we have approved vendors that we use. Well, they're approved vendors, and I've had many people come back and go, they did this, and then they you pay them, they didn't do anything. Then when you tell them that you haven't done anything in weeks, they get mad, and then you end up in a big fight. So it can be a real headache in these build-a-sites because you're not in control. Let me back way up. Top of the meeting, we were talking about build-a-sites and that sort of thing, and we've hit on this many times. If you're not in an independent site, you will have more headaches. It's just, well, I don't know a better word. It's a nightmare. It's a headache because you're dependent on, I need to have blah, blah done. And you turn it over to the build-a-site people and they say, okay, yes, we've got it done. And then you go, no, it's not. And then you have to fight and argue with them. And it's a real pain. And even if you get everything done the way that you want, you're back to the very first thing that I check, and usually I believe Arthur does too, is page speed and see how the site is performing. And if you don't do page speed insights or something that's comparable, and I mean something that gives you very good information, not just some free stuff that, it's there, it works. Compare. If you find tools that are things that I have not listed, even those that I have listed, compare them to another one that does very similar so that you can see if it's the same information or completely different. You will see completely different information. One case in point is, was it GT Metrics? If you're using the free version of GT Metrics, you're going to get the results for desktop only. As everybody who's been around for a while knows, I talk like a freight train most of the time, and when I start talking slow or I stop, it's extremely important. So if you've used GT Metrics and you didn't pay for it, the results don't mean anything because we really don't care what your results are for speed and that sort of thing on a desktop. We're trying to find out about mobile devices because over 70% of the searches in Google are done on a mobile device. So you have 70% And then you have whatever's left, and it's not really just 30% on desktops because it's spread around. So it's under 30%. Do you want under 30% of your business come into the site? Or do you want 70% of the business come into your site? So you're stopping people if your site does not load fast enough for a mobile device. That is square one for your SEO performance. And I gotta scroll back up myself. Did I put SEO page speed insights in there? I'm not sure I did. Maybe I didn't. But I'm going to do it now, because page speed insights is the first place that I go when somebody says, I got a problem with my site. Okay, the first thing I do is go to page speed insights. And let me back up here. So make sure and give you a blank one. All right, here it comes. I think of all the tools that I've listed and all the tools that are used, Page Speed Insights is my most used tool. And it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. It's important because it tells you so much information about what's going on with your site as far as performance. And so everybody understands this. If you have used Page Speed Insights, or even if you have not, there is a spot that says SEO. That does not mean how well your SEO is done on your site. It's the technical side. What is related to SEO that is used in your site or done correctly? And they're talking about titles, description. Are they there? It's not telling you whether it's good, bad, or different. It's just saying, is your title there? Is your description there? Is your meta tag there? Are the H1 tags there? They're just looking to see if the technical things are existent in the page that they're reviewing. So don't think that if you get 100% SEO in Page Speed Insights, that doesn't mean that you have perfect SEO on the page. Does that all make sense? Does everybody get that? Still look like a little confused. Tanya gets it. Sia says yes. A few other people are going, I don't know. This is the place to answer any question. Barbara thought her question was stupid, and some other people think that they ask stupid questions. There's no stupid questions in SEO. This is one of the most difficult subjects you'll ever come across because it is so complicated. We try to make sure in these meetings to get you the basic parts of SEO so that all you really need to do beyond what we teach you is tweak things. Maybe I can try this, maybe I can try that. Dr. Preeti, did I pronounce that correctly? What is the good score on page speed? 100%. That's a no-brainer. Because if you, I'll back up a little bit. I talked about mobile devices giving you up to 3 seconds for the page to load enough that they can interact with it. And if you do take longer than 3 seconds to load, they leave. So it has everything to do with those mobile devices and whether that page speed is correct. Generally speaking, Google won't even put you in the mobile search results if your speed is not somewhere in the neighborhood of 80% or higher. So if you're down in the 20s, 30s, even the 50s, no, mobile devices are not going to see it. And there's a lot of people with a WordPress site that are going to say, well, yeah, I'm doing 50. Isn't that good? No, it's fine for desktop. List of tools is up at the very top. Well, not the very top, but it's up really close to the top. There's a whole bunch of them that I put in there starting at 11:14. And if you don't have that timeline, let me know. And I can send them, I can put them in there again. That was somebody at the bottom here. That was Salman. Nope. Good score. Where'd that go? Page speed score. Okay, so if you don't have, there it is. Artie Bunn. Where's that list of tools? So Artie, let me know if you can see up to the list that I put in there about 11:15. If not, we'll go from there. Dr. Peel is showing, or Dr. Preeti, I'm sorry, is showing a poor score of somebody's page. Is that your page, Doctor? You're not gonna like my answer. I can see the circle around the number in the chat. Can't pop it out. But you're not at 80. You want to come online for a minute? Let's see, you are where? Doctor. Let's be on this other page. Oh. I found you. Dr. Preeti?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is the total number of that score, the page speed?
Now the performance, it says 63.
63? You're still too low. That's
Okay.
pretty darn good, but that's not quite good enough.
I'm spending almost $1,000 a month on SEO
That's
for
bad.
last 5 years. Do you think it's worth what the score is right now?
Nope. Nope. I would fire whoever was doing it immediately. Don't pay them.
I'm glad I joined the session.
They have absolutely no right to be charging that kind of money unless they're providing something that really has boosted the site. You know, if it was a first couple of months, there's a lot of work to be done. So yeah, the charges could be dramatic. But if after a year you're still at this point, no, if you're
This report has to do with performance.
yes.
Performance is 63, accessibility is 88%.
But
Yeah,
if they're not working on performance and you've been with them for a year, that tells me that they don't give a darn about it. So
5 years. I've been with them for 5 years.
5 years, holy crap.
My goodness, my heart's breaking now.
Well, the important things, are you getting any conversions? Are you getting any sales?
It's been really tough with them last few months. I've been telling them nothing's happening. You guys are not doing anything. And I need to change my marketing team now, I guess.
What's the website?
Yeah, it's called completeeyecare.com with single E between complete and eye care.
In Lawton, Oklahoma.
No, in Mississauga, Ontario.
Oh.
So it's complete eye.
Abbotsford?
No, that's in BC. No, this is complete eye care with single E between complete and the eye care. There's no two E's.
Oh, so you combine it. I put it in the chat because I've looked through
Let me do it.
spellings and I don't see it coming up, and it shouldn't be that difficult.
Let me see. I'm learning to use this chat box while I'm looking at this. Sorry.
You don't even need the
but
HTTPS, just put in the completeeyecare.com.
yes, I'm going to do that right now.
See if I can do it that way. Ontario?
Yes.
And I can't even pronounce that. Mississauga.
Yes, Mississauga, Ontario.
Yeah, I've got that. All right.
Yes.
So I'm here at the site now,
Mhm.
and it's odd because in Google, when I was doing a search, until I put in exactly what the domain name is without the .com, it wasn't
Mhm.
pulling up anything.
Wow.
And that tells me quite a bit. And you can take this and you can take this back to your, is it a marketing company or SEO
marketing
specialist? Or
company.
what?
A marketing company with SEO. So they do digital marketing as well, I believe.
Okay.
Depends on what kind of marketing you're paying for. Are you
Yes.
paying for digital marketing or?
So
or
they
something?
take care of my Facebook, Instagram, and SEO and website, of course.
Marketing has to do with social media and stuff like that. They're actually trying to drive traffic to your website.
Yeah.
Before I say anything, I'm going to test that again on incognito to see if it gets any better. Just so you can see, sometimes when you do a search in incognito, you get a little bit better results because it takes a lot of the things that are in the browser typically and doesn't allow them to interfere with the review. So a 61, just like you had, that's about right.
Yeah. Okay.
4 seconds to be interactive, a little slow. So let's see if we can see where that is. Unused CSS, you could gain a second. There you go. That'll put you right down there where you need to be. You do have some rendering issues. Now, Arthur was talking about marketing companies. I don't want to step on toes. So if you're with a marketing company, take this with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
A lot of marketing companies, which we've had some come through our meetings and been quite disruptive, they don't feel that specific SEO is of value. So they market themselves as marketing for you or your SEO. And what they're doing is, just like Arthur was saying, they're going to drive traffic to your website. That's their spin from a lot of marketing companies on what to do instead of doing SEO. So their theory is you don't need SEO. What you need is their marketing to be able to keep driving traffic to the site. Well, yes and no. Yes, that's a good thing, but no, because doing it that way means that you're always going to have to continue paying that service to drive traffic to your site. And you've been doing it for 5 years. How well has it worked for you?
Not so good. Last 6 months has been pathetic, and I'm trying to get rid of them. And I believe I've signed a contract, and I'm with them until July of 2023.
Oh,
Which I didn't know that it renews automatically every year, and nobody informs me. that it's renewal.
That's the other thing with a lot of marketing companies is they are going to hook you into a long-term contract. Anytime, folks, that you're dealing with or hiring either a independent or a company, you've got to think about, are they reputable? How do you find their reputation? You're testing. SEO is an experiment, like I was saying. If you're hiring a particular person or marketing company, the best thing to do, in my opinion, would be to test them. Give them a couple of months. So if they're going to say, well, you have to sign a 1-year contract, okay, then I'm out.
Yes, I've learned this hard way.
There's no reason that you have to get in bed with somebody for a specific length of time, unless you've already done the research and the testing with them, and you have found that they do what they said they can do.
Yeah.
So don't do anything that's going to lock you into them.
True. No, I've learned that I should not have any contracts with them. I should have if I give them 30 days notice, I should be out of there.
Yeah, but they've got a contract that says, nope, not until July. You can have us stop working on the site, so they get the free money up through July.
True.
But
True. And this is a US based company, so
yeah, well, it sounds really typical from many of the marketing companies that I've run into.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, I would say that there are some fine upstanding companies out there. I haven't necessarily come across them, but I know they are around. I've talked to people who've used them and they've been happy with them. I would say for this particular company that you're contracted with, use the tools that we provided for you today and let them see what's going on with your site, and use your Google Analytics to see how much traffic is coming to any of your pages, and make a full report so that you can hand that to them and say, you're not doing what you said that I'm paying for. You've got me locked into this contract. We're going to take next steps if you don't produce before the end of this month.
No, that's exactly what I wanted to know. How do I give these reports to them? I just print out or from here?
In the PageSpeed Insights, you can get a copy of that. You can do it page by page, which most reports are done by page. You can use the site checker, which was the Chrome extension that I showed you.
Yes, I use that, but I got some report there. Yeah.
Okay, if you're already using that, that's good. I believe that you can save it as a PDF so that you have that available. But also, like I said, get the PageSpeed Insights. And there's
I put a link to a tool that you can use. It's called SERPstat, and it's free. You just sign up for it. You go in, and you can add your domain, and it will tell you what keywords you're ranking for and what position.
So this is the one that says SERPstat.com.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, I'll try that as
So
well.
if you enter your domain, it's gonna pull up your main keywords and what you're ranking. And I took a look at your site, and hold on a second. Can't minimize my screen. And your keywords that you're ranking for, the search volume is low.
now we've gone a little bit over, but because Arthur just touched on that, if you've got a marketing company or anybody else that's talking to you about keyword terms, if you're using keyword terms in any of your pages that nobody or very few people are searching, that's not the value. You're not getting the value out of keyword terms. So you need to use different keyword terms. Back specifically to Dr. Preeti's situation, you can use that information that Arthur just told you by printing that. Can you show us a screenshot? I think you can share your screen, can't you, Arthur?
I'm trying to do this one right now.
And when you've got that information, you hand that to your marketing people too and say, you're targeting keyword terms that are worthless. So how do you expect me to get any decent traffic to my site? And there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now that I've learned all of these site checkers, rank math,
I go
SEMrush.
back.
I don't even know these names, but yes, I've learned today a lot.
See, these are the keywords you're ranking for.
Where is it?
I mean, the local, I mean, they're working on local SEO. I could see that.
Mhm.
But your search volume is very low.
Yeah. And I'm looking at
They
that.
have improved your traffic in the last 6 months.
Hold on, that's August of 22 it went up, but it hasn't gone up since then.
That's what I'm saying. Last 6 months, August means September, October, November, December. Exactly. I've been telling them that they
And
haven't done that.
January 22 was very similar to August, so it doesn't look like they have done much.
But you have to also look at the demographics. I mean, how large is your area? Is it well populated? Is it a small town?
No, it's well populated, almost about 900,000 people
That's a
in
lot.
this. Yeah.
That's,
To get 10 searches out of that area is they've got the wrong keyword terms. Scroll down a little bit.
they should be able to rank it easily.
Yeah. Scroll down. Let's see the competitors in organic search.
Oh, there you can see also competitors in organic search.
Listen, these are your competitors. CompleteEyeCare.com. Of course, I mean, that is a big conglomerate, I believe. That's going to be hard to outrank, but here are your competitors.
What was it? Lip work?
I'm
That's
sorry.
The one keyword term, if you scroll up again.
Flow treatment.
Lip flow.
Lipiflow is a dry eye treatment
Okay.
that we, and it's been in the market for 2017. It's one of the treatment for meibomian gland dysfunction, where the glands, the oil glands, they dry out and they atrophy. So we have to keep them open so that they don't get atrophied. And this is the treatment we use.
I'm seeing something, and this goes along with what Arthur was just saying. I'm seeing something that was done many years ago, but obviously there are companies that still do this. We'll get you in the top of the search engines for a local search. We got you up there. You're in #1 position, just like you are right now. You're in the #1 position for that particular search term. That's extremely specific search term.
Yes.
Just say that, okay, people are searching for that. There are only 47,900 results. So 50,000 searches, so 50,000 pages done for this particular search. That tells me that is not a popular term. And I have never heard, you're the doctor, so you've heard that term a lot, but as a layperson, I've never heard that term.
Where did you see with the Lipiflow? I don't see on my page when I am on the substat.com. How do you go with how do you see the keywords that is ranked?
Oh, that's what Arthur's got on his screen.
Oh, because I'm still on the chat box here. Okay.
Showing you Lipiflow before and after.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh, yes. How did you get this organic keywords? Where do you see? How do like I'm on my desktop as well on stat,
Mhm.
how do you see, how do you come to the screen?
You should have a search bar that has a, where you add your domain and then hit
Yes.
search.
Yeah, I did that, but there are so many
Look to the left on the screen that comes up. He's got it on overview.
overview, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Overview.
And then you can go down to keywords,
Oh,
show you what
yeah.
keywords.
I got it. Down to keywords, competitive ads. No, I'm not able to go to the keywords. Key trends, I'm there. Key visibility trends, organic keywords. So when I go to overview, it says organic keywords. Show all. Okay, that's where you were. Okay, show all. But
Yeah, these are the organic keywords that you're ranking for.
yeah. But that is not right. The organic keywords is all my name only. It's not anything to do with the services or.
So it sounds like there are keyword terms that nobody ever discussed with you about whether those are good or bad. Is that correct?
Yes, I would not even know what to do on this. Today is the first day when I know that we can check our own website to see how it's ranking. I didn't even know I could do this.
And let me ask you another question. Has anybody from that company ever discussed keyword terms with you?
They say keywords, but what I understand from the keyword is what people will be looking for.
Hit the keywords now.
I am still not able to go see the Lippy Flow word anywhere. I don't know, how do I look for it? Where do you see it?
We'd have to give you a class on how to use the tool.
Go back to overview and just look at the overall. And
Yeah, so I'm on organic keywords. There's another classification. There's keyword position distribution.
on the left side, are you on overview or did you select something different?
Overview.
Okay, Arthur, click on overview, would you please?
Showing the keywords that are on her site.
Yeah, she has something specific she's trying to find. If you can click on,
Lippy Flow. How did you get into the Lippy Flow there?
and then scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
What happened to the organics that were down below? Go back up to the top, Arthur. Where's you had the
Organic
this is
keywords.
different from where you had it before, or
I can't
Yeah,
get on.
it is now, yeah, because I went through what I need to go through to find this.
Hey,
Hold on a second.
are you gonna be busy for a little while?
Hold on.
How soon before you're ready? I mean, before you're free.
30 minutes.
Okay, I got a guy out here interested in one in the pumps.
All right.
Yeah,
Right, I'll talk to you in a minute.
even I'll be having to leave in about 5 minutes. Are we going to have similar meetings soon? Another one?
we have meetings every week, and next
Oh.
week we'll do more in depth on things, but this week was just talking about different tools.
I'm so glad I,
Domain is misspelled where, Paul?
Hey, it's misspelled. Complete eye care.
Yeah, she did that on
Oh.
purpose.
yeah, yeah.
It's missing an E, but
Yeah,
she
Okay.
knew that. She did that on purpose.
I think I will sit tonight on this website and check for myself how to use this tool.
And that's a good idea. The other thing is to one of the biggest ones, well, I kind of blew up on that because I'm just now thinking about it. Now, search Google for the keyword planner, doctor, because that is going to be your main spot.
Keyword
It's
plan.
all about all about the keyword terms that Google is going to search for you. So if you came up with eye care, how do you let's see, where's that site?
Got these right.
Yes, Vince, I'll just be there.
Here we go. This is what I want. Okay, if you go and search,
This is a keyword planner, right? I'm going to have a look at that tool tonight too.
okay, I care in the name of the city where you are, which
Okay.
tells me that's not very much. Even for, for the amount of people that live in your area, 10 to 100 people searching that a month, that seems pretty low. So searching in the keyword planner
Mhm.
is the right place to go because it's going to show you not only the term that you searched, but it's going to give you suggestions, all of which are the same or worse. So that's not, in general, it's not what people are searching for eye care.
Yes.
And even if they did eye care near me, because I did Mississauga or Saga or however that's pronounced, you can use either the name of the city, the local area, or you can use near me, and it will come up because Google sees where you are.
Hmm.
And your eye care term does not seem like it's a great
Oh,
one.
good. Yeah.
This is perhaps the most timely part, the single most timely part of SEO, because searching for good keyword terms takes a tremendous amount of time.
True.
What you think people might search could be completely off from what they actually search. And you're going to find out when you do an eye care or when you do a keyword planner search. So anytime that you're getting into your text and you want to add keyword terms, you need to research to find out how many people are using those terms. And if not very many people are using them, then you don't want to use them.
True.
You
Yes,
want to
I-
use terms that people use a lot. Now, one of the other things that you can do is, and I'm thinking ranks too, should have been in my list. When you're, sorry, write it down now before I forget. You want to search your competition. Do you know who is a major competition for you?
As far as I knew, it was Mississauga Vision Center, but
Okay, so in Ranks NL, and this is for anybody who is still with us. It's a great spot, and I'll show you here.
what is it called? Ranks NL.
It's a very simplistic tool, but it gives you a tremendous amount of information. And you can use a free account. You're limited as to how much information you're going to get, but it'll show you everything. It has a video of how to use it before you even log in. Some major companies use this, and yet there are very few people who know about Ranks NL.
Ranks NL. Okay.
And I know you have to go, but for anybody else, if you go and you play with Ranks NL, you can create an account. You can even do a free one, like I said. Your plans and pricing, you can go to the free plan. It tells you what you can or cannot do. You can compare it to the other ones. Here is the price per month if you're going to pay. Here's the price if you pay a year in advance. So
Yes.
the $12.49 is going to do everything that you're going to need to do for your own website.
No, I learned a lot today. Thank you.
You're
For
welcome.
all, right. And then I'm going to log in again for your next meeting. I am going to join.
Okay.
And I have to learn this new language of SEO.
Yeah, you need to have all your ducks in a row and arm yourself. You need
Yes.
some weapons to go after those people and say, do what's right, or
True.
I'll just sue you. And they don't want to see that. They don't.
Even if I mention any of these checking portals that you've recommended, then they know, okay, Dr. Jani knows now something about SEO. So they can't fool
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the thing. Once they realize, uh-oh, she all of a sudden knows a bunch about SEO. So what are we gonna do? We're going to actually have to do what we said we're going to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I wish you luck on that. Check
Thank
back.
you. Thank you all from
Welcome.
bottom of my heart. Thank you all.
But I think that pretty well lands us in a close for today. Any other questions before we go? No? Quiet group today, just a few people. Well, if you're dropping off, that's okay. We're closing out for the day. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks a bunch.
You're welcome. We'll come up with another good topic.
Okay.
Maybe coffee or something like that. Thanks.
Be good.
Thanks, Ted.
Bye.
Bye.